Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We'll call our regular public meeting to order on June 9th. Any public comment? Public comment? Seeing none, we'll move down to commissioner update. Doug.
I was out of the office having to leave last week.
Okay. Gordon.
Last week we had district meetings. I attended for Maple, so we were in Kalispell for meetings, Chester for meetings, Malta for meetings, and Columbus for meetings last week. And our big topic was Constitution Initiative 134, which would have changed everything on how we did our money with property taxes to pay for services in the county. It would be a Constitution Initiative that would have basically reduced our property, the amount of money we get. It wouldn't reduce your property tax, it would reduce our property taxes by about 20%. But and left the schools on your property taxes 100% left alone. So it would have affected, 30% of your property tax bill, but it would have affected our income by about 20%. So we would have been cutting services. But Willie Gulf, the sponsor of that, as of yesterday, pulled it from getting signature gatherings to get on the ballot. So that initiative is going away. But I guarantee it'll be coming back during the legislative session this year. So the state representative suspended the property tax cap ballot initiative. So he pulled that initiative. So that was our main topic of this whole week, was that initiative. And now yesterday he pulled the initiative. So, which is a good thing he pulled it, but it's going to come back. Of course, last week we had the elections. Everything went real good there. Their reporter's office didn't have any issues. Tracy did a super job with that. Our turnout in Roosevelt County was very poor, 22%, if I remember right. Very poor. We had meetings on property casualty trust, which that they insure all our properties. So we had a meeting on that. And then I had a meeting on oil, gas, and coal counties, which we belong to. We had our annual conventions coming up, and it's some things we had to talk about there. So I had a meeting on that. It was a busy week last week. Any questions?
The initiative you talked about, can the legislators just make that a law, or does it have to
No,
go there?
he had to gather signatures. He had to gather a certain percent of signatures from, I think it was 18 districts. And so they were hitting the big 7 cities. They hired a firm. They got $1.1 million in their coffers to hire a firm to come and gather signatures in Montana for this initiative. And there was a lawsuit on it because the initiative had 2 separate things on it. One was to reduce property tax or make your property tax only increase by 2%, and also change how you could get bonds for counties. You had to have 60% of the voting, the total registered voters, not the people who voted, total registered voters. So it would have killed bonding. You wouldn't have bonding. So it was a two issue bond, which is illegal. And I think they pulled it because of all those factors. And then he said he got a lot of negative feedback from business people, public officials, and other individuals. So he got a lot of feedback on it too. Well, it would have been a disaster.
So when you talk about that, it's gonna come back, it's just gonna come back.
Come back in legislative form, which we can control, we as in the citizens and business people and government officials can have input in the legislative. Or constitution initiative, if someone says, I'm gonna reduce your property taxes by only let your property tax raise 2%, everybody's gonna vote for it because they don't know what the consequences are.
Yeah.
And if they leave education out of it, it's not gonna affect your property tax bill. Because that's, 70% of your bills, education, 30% is what we do for county government on your property tax bill. And a lot of people don't understand that, since they write the check to Roosevelt County, they think it all goes to Roosevelt County. Well, 70% of it goes back to your schools for school funding. So they have to be funded 80% of their last year's budget, and then they go from there. So, yeah, it was an interesting week on different things.
Okay,
Robert,
Bill,
when he said only 24% showed up
Well, it
for
was 22, I thought.
22.
Yeah,
Well, what, I guess my question was, does the county, you know, you gotta have a ballot for everything? Are we throwing away 70% of the stuff that was,
if not more.
yeah, so was it 22% with absentee, Gordon? Did that include the
Yeah,
absentee?
there was total elected voters.
So all those ballots get wasted,
80% of them get wasted.
and that would be a good question.
But by law, you gotta do that. You can't-
well, yeah, I was wondering what, is there any way that,
No,
I mean, you know,
Minimize
that's
the
that's a
waste.
statute.
maybe,
Statewide was 37% turnout. Roosevelt County was 22.37.
Does everybody know that?
1,332 votes cast. Well, Bill can write an article on it. 22.37%.
How do you make people vote? How do you make people vote?
1,332 votes casted, 5,952 registered voters in Roosevelt County.
So they,
tell them the independent, whatever, is gonna pay them
But
20
we,
bucks a
you know, that we had no issues on our ballot, so, you know,
Wow.
Wolf Point City was the only thing that had anything that. You know,
Well, we had like the House district rate.
yeah, I'm
It was
talking local
very-
races.
Very few things.
Yeah, no local races, so there wasn't no interest in it.
So,
But
Oh.
even on a good year, we've never
Yeah.
hit 40% that I know of. But maybe we have, but
so
in the thirties.
does Roosevelt County have a way of economically disposing of all this? Can
No,
we make firewood out of it, or,
No.
you know?
you have to destroy it properly, like the state tells you to. You have to ask your
So,
daughter, she would know all the details.
So I don't wanna go there.
so do you or Tracy know like how many people voted in Will Point compared to?
Yeah,
Culberson?
it'll show you the districts out, yes. You can go to precinct results on SOS, on SOS MT. You just go to primary precinct results and it'll tell you every precinct. It'll show you the map, the number in each city and.
Sorry, I asked.
it is,
I mean, that'd be a good article, right?
I know where you were coming from, the wastefulness of the ballots, it's not like just buying a ream of paper, right? I mean, it's a different paper, and even, you know, with the partisan side of thing, there is, so you take that 4,000 ballots, right? But you throw two of them away, or one of them away,
Yeah,
so I mean, there is a lot of waste, from a county perspective, but it is also the public's right to have that option. The sad thing is the public is not using their constitutional right to vote. And that's probably the saddest. If you look at it from a 10,000-foot view, there's a lot of people that just aren't using their constitutional right that was given to you. So,
But you throw two ballots away, don't you? Because you
Three.
only have
right,
Yeah,
libertarian.
one used and two
Yeah.
thrown away
I mean,
for everybody. You
in-
gotta
in
make that
every-
For everybody.
so for every person that votes, you throw two away, you're filling one out. And then for all those that did vote, you got
Three.
yeah.
three ballots.
You have 6,600 of those.
I mean, Tracy could probably to the clerk and recorder's office give you the dollar amount and do the math and divide it down. But
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. You still gotta constitutionally do it.
yeah, it is a constitutional right. So,
yeah,
moving on to me, I spent the last week in the office. Phone calls were out, phone calls and emails and everything else that we had going on in the office. Road 1010, that box culvert that we did, that is completed. You'll see that when we get down into the claim side of things. Claims are pretty high this month, but that was completed. John's gonna get the paperwork sent in for a reimbursement from the state on that. Visiting with Derek with these hubbubs and these sandstorms that we had coming in. Up in the, I believe up in the Freud area, Derek, up north is where they're having some issues. So the sand blew into the ditches. Now it's plugging the culverts.
West of Freud.
West of Freud, so the culverts are now plugged, so with the rain they got, they won't flow through, so Derek's got another task in front of him, trying to find the culverts, metal detectors, maybe trying to figure out exactly where they're at. So that's gonna put a little bit more of a push on our road guys and then contending with that sand as it washes through, plugging things up in the future. So, that's some of the things that, the road's gonna have to deal with. We also, you'll see it come in the claims too, that IGT, it's an intergovernmental transfer. So we take the tax money, we send it off to the state. Through their funding, it'll give us a little bit more money that goes to the nursing home. So I think we sent off 289, 279. I think we're supposed to get back like 360, I think, going to the home. So, those will come up, but my time has been spent in the office, phone calls, emails. Any discussion, any questions? Seeing none, we'll move down into the minutes. We need a motion for the minutes for the regular public meeting on May 26th.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Say none. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Moving on to the minutes for the month of May of 2026. We have a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Say none. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Administrative issues, Interstate Engineering Task Order number 16. This is for the McCabe Road scrub seal. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion approved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second, this is just for engineering fees? Engineering?
Correct, yes.
Motion in a second. You wanna elaborate on this?
So
Task order?
we met with Western Emulsions, who's a emulsion oil supplier. On McCabe Road, drove kind of the whole thing with Derek there as well. This is a maintenance project. The question was to do a regular chip seal or to do a scrub seal. The scrub seal was performed in 2015, I believe, so it's been 10 years since there's been anything done with that road. With the number of small cracks and kind of surface alligator cracks, for lack of a better term, it was recommended to do a scrub seal as opposed to a regular chip seal. And then with that, we'll identify areas that for dig out and repair as well. We will use the Roosevelt County did a report in August of 2025 through ARA, Applied Research Associates, which is a pavement management system report. So we'll use that to identify areas where there was increased cracking and things like that, as well as obviously any visual areas and whatnot. So the design fee is $32,000 to put together plans and specs and do all the bidding. And then we have RPR services estimated at $64,000. That's based on 30 working days, 12-hour days. I can't imagine we'll take that. The scrub seal part will probably take a total of 3 days. It's going to be the prep work and the dig out areas, So obviously those are estimated, but as always, we try to estimate that high. So,
Okay,
any questions?
any other discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor of task order number 16, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
I guess that is to for time frame, that would be to get it designed and bid here this fall or early winter. So it'd be for construction in 2027.
Will we know an estimate of the cost of the project, put it in July's budget?
Yep.
Just, it has to be a range.
Yep, we can put together engineer's estimate for it.
Okay, moving down, Sheriff's Office request to purchase 15, I believe these are Durabooks, not tough books. Do we have a motion?
Approved purchase.
Second.
Motion in a second, discussion on this quote. Utilizing Mako services, they have Durabook. Very similar to the Panasonic Tough Books. I know Gallatin County has switched to these. Gonna do the same job that the Tough Books will at a lesser price. This is for them to put in all their cars and pickups and such. This comes with all the mounting hardware to mount them in the cars. I do believe it will work with the body cams and the dash cameras It's got the vehicle docks. This is the full setup from in the car. They can take them out and they can take them into the office to do their work. So this estimate is for 74,000 bid, I should say, or estimate $74,072.85. Any other discussion? Discussion, seeing none, call for the vote, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion passed. Moving down, detention centers request to purchase the Guardian RFID software. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. This this bird came from our jail inspection when Mako came and did the jail inspection. I do have a booklet on this as well if somebody wants to read it. They have a little kind of like a cell phone they go along. Every inmate will have a band or a placard on the wall of the cell that they're in. They will go through for their checks. They have to scan to make sure that they check all the inmates. If they're handing out meals, it gets scanned into the machine. If they're getting medicine, it gets scanned into the machine. This is to make sure that the inmates get everything they want, but or need that is required by law. But on the other side of it, it also limits the liability for our jailers. If some inmate says, you refused me this, they can go back into this Guardian system and say, no, we didn't refuse it. So it will limit some liability issues. I don't know how much of that happens over there, but anytime we can limit liability, I think it is a very, very good thing. First year out for the subscription, I believe this is all set up and ready to go per the quote we got, is $5,334, and it will be an annual renewal of $5,270. So a little over $5,000 a year to get up and going. I believe the first year they get the subscription free. We've got the bundle and all the hand tags and everything on this quote. So I think it's a good thing to limit liability, and it also gives some accountability to our jailers. Any other discussion?
Is that for total cost?
Yes.
5,000 only?
Yes. That's the Guardian hard tag. This is to implement the services. This is the Wave wristband ID fob activator, RFD cards, training, mobile command. It lists a lot of this stuff out here. $575 a unit. I don't believe they're going to need a lot of those scanners. Maybe one, maybe two. They go around. I mean, when they do their checks, one person goes around and does a check, so it's not like they're going to have 6 of those things floating around. So,
Sounds kind of cheap. What?
this was a recommendation from who are our Mako guys, Dan and Brandon.
Yeah.
Dan and Brandon. This was a recommendation from them to look into it. So this came from our peer review. So, any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Yeah.
Motion passed. Letter of support for the Fort Peck Rail Corridor Safety Study. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. You probably know more about this rail corridor study, Gordon. You've gone to a lot of meetings.
Well, it's just
Letter of support.
coming through Fort Peck. Or Fort Wolf Point on the rail, there's always been issues. Through Papa, there's always been issues. This will do a study to see what they can do to make it a safer corridor, which it's been on the books for 20 years to try to solve something there. Maybe this will get something going.
So who's doing this study?
Federal government.
Honorable Sean Duffy, Secretary of Transportation.
Department of Transportation.
Yeah. Secretary of Transportation. Yeah.
The Suicide tribes have the application, and then this would fund it for funding for this, for the Fort Peck Rail Corridor Study. So it's through the tribes.
Hey, any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Right.
Motion passed. Moving down, claims for June 4th, 2026, in the amount of $854,111.66.
Make a motion to approve.
And motion, we have a second. Motion is second. This has that intergovernmental transfer for $279 that comes from taxpayers' money, comes in. We send this check down to, I believe it's Helena. They put it in this fund and somehow or another they magically send back $360-some thousand to Faithful. Don't ask me how it works. If I could figure it out on a personal side, that'd be great. Also in there, I believe, was the box culvert final payment. I can't remember what that final payment was. Was it 3 something or 4 something? So those two numbers are gonna be,
336,000.
so 336 and 270, that's gonna be 600 of that right there. So our monthly was about 254. So we're a little higher this month. There must be some other things on there, but all in favor? Should I ask any more discussion, but okay. Moving down, we have. I do with my cover sheet. There it is. Annual pay raises, motion on annual pay raise for road department employee Denny Reen.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second, Denny will move from E2 to an E3. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion for the annual pay raise for dispatch employee Marissa Paulette.
Approve. Second.
Motion is second, she is moving up one range. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passed. Annual pay raise for detention center employee Thomas Black Eagle.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is second, he's gonna move up one range as well. Any further discussion? All in favor? Annual pay raise for detention center employee Ernesto Hernandez.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second, he is gonna move up one range as well. Any discussion? All in favor?
Second.
Motion passed. Annual pay raise for clerk and recorder employee Marlene Turner.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is second, she is gonna move up a range. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passed. Pay raise for clerk and recorder employee Josh Hutchinson. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to second. Josh is gonna move from 70% deputy to 80% deputy. A little jump in pay comes with a whole lot more responsibility. I think Josh was pretty instrumental in the election stuff and doing a good job back there for Tracy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Pay raise for clerk and recorder employee Vicky Boyson.
Approve. Second.
Motion is second. Vicky's gonna go from 85% deputy to 90% deputy. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. I would like to say on those clerk and recorder employees, there is some vacancy savings also in their office. If you're wondering on the pay raises, I think she's down 1.5 employees over there as well. So the employees over there are pulling the same load, but they're short 1.5 employees, clerk and recorder's office. New hire Daryl Wolf to the weed department. We have a motion, we have a second.
Let's see. First cousin.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that. Any discussion? Daryl Wolf, I think this will round out his staff up to his 6 part-time. He'll start him at 18.44 an hour. He's got some experience. Any other discussion? Say none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passed. Moving down to additional administrative issues. The MOU between Roosevelt County and Fort Peck Community College at the James E. Shanley Tribal Library. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the MOU.
Gordon makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? This has been a long-standing agreement between the tribes and the county, utilizing their building down there for the library. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. MSU Extension Local Government Governance Support Package. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Golden makes a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
That is Gordon. We have a motion and a second. Gordon, would you update us on this?
Local government services, which does our like training, we have people come out to do board training through them. They have a package, so you can get up to, 2 live virtual streams and, online courses, and they will come out, twice to your county. And the package is $3,500 to do that.
I think it's a pretty good deal. They had one at,
Yeah, we just had one for the
extension office, Fair Board.
Fair Board, and there was some other people from the library there also.
They put on a pretty good training, so I think this money is well worth it for any board that needs a training. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor? Motion passed. New hire, John Erickson for mosquito control. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. This will, hire John Erickson, fill in on the mosquito, for the mosquito spraying. Pay it $22 an hour. This will be 3 employees, but John will be the fill-in, so when the trucks aren't, if the main sprayers are gone, he will fill in, so it's not gonna be 3 people constantly on the payroll. This will just be a fill-in sprayer. Hopefully, we minimize some of the mosquito complaints that we've been having.
So to me, this is a request from Wolf Point to have a county employee help them out. So that's a new way we've done that. This will be the new way of doing it.
Yes, because the weed board now is city council.
Mosquito board.
Yeah, mosquito board is a city council, so it's gotta come from the city council. They are county employees, it's a county deal. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Right. Motion passed. Any other discussion? Any other business? Seeing none, motion to close.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion and a second. We are closed at 11:27 AM.